Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is James Caldwell. I am speaking for SpillItBoy.com. I was actually going to stay away from this subject, but I've seen too much of it, and now I have something that I need to say. I'm talking about Sunday's Best. Everybody was all up in arms because last week, they're going through the process of doing the auditions and all of that mess for Sunday Best. And there was a little guy on there, and he sang, and his voice wasn't bad. It wasn't all that bad. He's not the best, but it wasn't all that bad. And he basically has been there a few times. And last time, Yolanda Adams told him to come on back, come on back, give it another year, come on back. And he did just that. He came on back. Well, in the midst of his audition, Donnie and Kim Burrell were basically having a conversation amongst themselves. First mistake. I've stood in line 900 hours. I've traveled from wherever I've traveled from. And just so happened this child had actually spent his rent money and everything chasing his dream. And then I get in here and you don't even give me the respect to even pay attention to my audition. Where did they do that at? I'll tell you where. Sunday Best. This is not new. This is not new. They have violated in the past. I've been watching the show since it came on the air. It is just another situation of church. And then we're going to do what we want to do, and we're going to explain around it. We're going to talk around it and make it be what it be. Well, the boy ended up going off. He went off. He didn't cuss him or anything, but he did tell Donnie and Kim Burrell how he felt. He felt like they were rude, and they were. And they were. And this is not the first time that I've seen these things happen. Donnie that I love his music and everything like that, Donnie rude as hell. He's rude as hell during those auditions. Very rude. Very. Now, I said, okay, well, I seen it. And then the young man came back. He went to a different city again to audition again. And he came back and he apologized. I was mad that he did that. I didn't even want that to happen because he had no reason for apologizing. Donnie and Kim Burrell are no better than you. So he had no reason to even apologize. So now I'm going and I'm looking out there on the internet and I see Kim Burrell is in a concert somewhere or church or she's performing and she goes into a whole rant about the situation because now it's aired and, she's getting some backlash. And she goes in. She went in. Oh, y'all didn't see what y'all thought y'all see. Blame it on the editing, because that's what everybody does on reality TV, blame it on the editing. Which was just bullshit. And she's basically in her flesh and trying to defend herself. Talking about she really wanted to cuss him out. She really wanted to meet him outside and all this. Why? Because you were wrong? Because you were wrong and somebody actually stood up and said, hey, I may never get to sing, but you don't have to disrespect me. He was exactly right. Exactly right. And let me tell you something. Like I said, I was mad that the little boy apologized. And I'm getting ready to go there. I try to stay away from the little subject too much of the church and the gays because he was one of the children, whether he admits it or not, or whether he's figured it out or not. He was one of the children. And a lot of times I see on there, they're only going to get so far on the show. If it looked like you got the wrong kind of twinkle in your motherfucking eye, you're not going to get but very far on the show. And that's the one thing about the show that is real life. There's never going to be a gay Sunday Best winner, okay? So y'all can stop spending y'all's money, your rent money, and all that. And if you just want to entertain yourself by going to these things, that's fine. But there's never going to be a gay Sunday Best. You're not going to stay on there, and if you make the air, you're doing really well. Other than them clowning you during the goddamn auditions. And I've watched this from the beginning. Okay? Because that's what church is. That's what it is. Church is whatever they say it is. And it took me a lot of years to get to that point. It just is what it is. And y'all need to go on and accept it. You can walk that walk of life as close to the Bible as you want. If you are gay, it doesn't mean anything to anybody but you. The church is never going to 100% accept you. They're just not going to do it. You know, I haven't seen it. I want some motherfucker to show me when it happens. They're going right off of the top of what they see. They see too much of a twinkle. You're never going to be accepted. That's just the way it is. And that's their thing. And I've come to the conclusion that church thing, all that, it's nothing but a clique. Let them have it. Let them have that clique. They can't tell you how to worship. They can't tell you that God doesn't love you. Okay? Because God does. God loves you. Even though you're gay and all of that, he loves you. And you can take and you can praise and you can pray to your God wherever you're at. You don't have to be in that building. But listen to what I'm telling you. That building, you are never going to be 100% member of that building or that congregation. They're going to use you up for whatever it is that you are good at, whether it be fundraising or you can sing or whatever. But at the end of the day, they still are going to look at you like you're less than them because that is what church does. And I didn't make the rules. That's just the way it is. I've experienced it. I've seen it happen over and over and over and over. Even when you think you found the church where they don't do that, you'll figure it out. It always comes out. It always comes out. I've lived it. I've seen it. You could be the best member in the church, and you're never going to be 100% accepted. You're not. It just is what it is. Gay and church don't go together. It just don't go together, you know? And then I throw it out there. What is the sin? Okay? Is the sin that you're feminine and the fact that you actually like men or you like women? Or is the sin when you actually act upon it? When you throw that question out, the church gets quiet because they don't know. They don't know. They're just disgusted at the fact that gay is even involved. Everything, for some reason, gay is always at the top of the list. When all the Bible says is sin is sin is sin. There's no listing. It's not listed in descending order. But for some reason, in people's mind, gay is at the top of the list. And again, it goes off of looks. And I'm speaking of my personal situation at this point. I'll go personal because I have family member who, you know, we were both members of two different churches. But her whole thing was, you know, there was a whole different set of rules. Let her tell it when it come to me. You know, if she decided she didn't want to go to church on a Sunday, that was okay. But if I didn't go to church, it was an issue. Why? And since when do you have to go to church? I mean, church is a building. It's a building. It's about a personal relationship with you and God. It's personal. You know, but it was always this different set of rules when it came to her. You know, when I do something, it just totally is a different set of rules. Now, here I am, been celibate at this point for 11 years. I've been celibate for 11 years. But for some reason, she's always closer to God than I am. And I don't know how that is when you're fucking a man who was living in your house. You're not married to that man. Wasn't even engaged to the motherfucking man. And he busted your box every night. I ain't had a dick nowhere near me. So how are you so covered and I'm not covered? How does that work? Made sense to her though. That gay thing, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it goes back. Do you even hear the things that's coming out of your mouth? Do you hear the things that are coming out of your mouth? Oh, I hit The lottery. Okay. And then she gonna make, you hit the lottery. I gave 10%. I hit for 10,000. I gave 1,000 to the church. Why? Why? Gambling is wrong, remember? Gambling's wrong. So if you hit for 10,000, you should have saved that 1,000, baby. It ain't gonna get you into heaven. That $1,000 was ill-gotten gain, correct? Correct? Let the church tell it, but y'all change the rules whenever it's comfortable for you. So that was just $1,000 you gave away for nothing. And why did the church accept 1,000? What you want with some dirty money? But that's the thing. And if you have money and you give good tithes, you can pretty much have anything swept under the rug when it comes to the church. Now, come on, people. When you really sit down and think about it, you want to be part of that for real? It's that bad for you? It's nothing but another form of control and another form of abuse. I'm gay. I'm not going to worry about it. I don't have a problem with the church. They cool. I'm still a member at my church. I go to my church whenever I feel like it. I'm not being told when I got to come, how often I got to come. I'll come when I feel like it. But at any time that I have to get myself together and get myself in a frame of mind to actually go be bothered, why go be bothered? I can pray to my God from wherever I'm at. I don't have to be standing in that building. And when my spirit is not right, I don't go stand up in the church. I stay right the hell wherever I'm at, and I talk to God, and he hears me. He hears me, and I see the results all the time. And there's no one that will ever tell me that I don't have an actual relationship with my Creator. And there's no one that can ever tell me that he doesn't love me. I was created exactly as I am. I was never heterosexual. I was never meant to be heterosexual. I was made exactly the way I was made for a reason. I was made with tough skin for a reason. I was made James Caldwell because there was a reason for James Caldwell to be in the world. I am one of those people who don't have a problem standing up telling you, hey, fuck you. You don't think that the world needs fags that are bold enough to say, hey, fuck you, and beat you the fuck up if necessary. I was created to be one of those people. And I've actually, like I said, I wrote a book about my life. It's my memoirs called The Boys Like Me. And in the last part of it, that's why I say I was supposed to be here because nobody else can carry out the job that I'm carrying out the way that I can. I'm not one that's going to hang myself because you don't agree. I'm not going to cower in a corner. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think. And there is a space for that. And I was created to be who I am for that reason. I've gone through all the things in life leading up to this point for me to be able to stand in a motherfucker's face and tell him, and your point the fuck is what? So there's no coincidence in who I am and how I do what I do. There was a purpose for me. And everything happened because that's what was supposed to happen. I don't know what that young man's background story is, but I do know this. That young man is gay. They were disrespectful, and it had a lot to do with the fact that he was a feminine child, and it's not anything new. We've been watching this for season after season after season. And I'm going to say this, and I know this is probably going to upset some people, but if you really get down and you watch, check out the mega churches and things, darling. Check out the choirs. Check out the places. There are more queens in the church than there are in the clubs. Now think about it. And as long as you're quiet, we'll let you stay. As soon as you do something that we don't like or you don't do something that we want done, then we're going to have a problem. I've seen it time after time after time. Sunday best, I love gospel music, so I go ahead and I watch the show and everything like that. But baby, All of you gay children that are playing the game, you're just wasting your time. There's never going to be anybody, Sunday best, that is gay. You could sing to your creator anywhere you want, you know, but don't get your hopes up. That's that's a clique that you're never going to be a part of. It is what it is. I've watched it. It's not fair, but what in life really is. And on that, you could thumbs up the video or thumbs down the video. You guys know how that works. It was really sad to see. I didn't care for it, and I heard enough of it. And Kim Burrell, you really should be ashamed of yourself. Should be ashamed of yourself. But it is what it is. And Donnie McClurkin, don't leave yourself out. Don't leave yourself out. And there are very many reasons why you should leave yourself out. Because, yeah, you are one of those gays at the church that possibly, like myself, you're not acting on your gayness. But, darling, you are gay. It doesn't go away. You can't pray gay away. Okay? They could dip you in as much water and throw as much Crisco oil on you as they want. You are a fag. And you were born one and you're going to die one. And that's never going to change. And you need to stop. You need to stop. Because that's evil and that's wicked. And I'd hate to see you get to the end of your walk and find out that you're not going in the direction that you claimed you were because of shady shit that you did. You need to give that a thought. And on that, guys, thank you for clicking on the video. Leave comments. I'm sure all the comments are not going to be nice, but that's okay. Because remember, I do have tough skin. And it is what it is. Thank you guys for watching. See you later. Bye-bye.